What is your major and year?
I'm a first year and my major is in English literature, but I'm planning to change it to English creative writing.
Okay, great.
I'm a second year business administration major. And
Year and major.
Hello, I'm a first year and I major in liberal studies.
Okay.
I'm a first year and my major is general business.
Hello, what is your major and your year?
My major is, I'm a business major and I'm a first year.
Great. What is more important in a class, the learning or the grade?
I think learning, because if you're going to class for a grade, students choose to focus on the grade rather than learning, so they could just do the assignments and just copy it off somewhere and then not attend class and just don't learn anything.
honestly, the grade, because that's what's gonna be on your transcripts and carry with you through the rest of your life, not necessarily if you retain the information or not.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think the grade is more important in general education courses, GEs, and I think that way because I wouldn't want a low grade on my transcript so early. That would really affect my ability to keep going, you know?
Right now, as it stands, I think the grade, honestly, because it's just, if you fail the class, it's just, you lose the credits. And right now, it's kind of what's more important.
Okay.
Just because of the grade.
Yeah.
So, I feel like the grades are more important. So, basically, since this is kind of this idea that's been going around ever since middle school, grades are everything. So I feel like I kind of diss the learning and focus more on grades. So I kind of just do anything to make sure I get that grade. I never really feel like I'm learning in general. So learning is more important because then if you're studying to become something, you want to learn how to be that, if that makes any sense. But then it's also we can't focus on that because we're too busy trying to pass.
Makes a lot of sense. What's your year and major?
I'm a second year student and I'm a liberal and creative arts major and minoring in education.
Okay. What is most important in a class, the grade or the learning?
The learning.
And why?
The grade to progress further
Okay.
in life, but personally learning.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm a second year majoring in child adolescent development and minoring in education.
Okay.
I say the learning because that's what you take away from the class. The grade is just oh, it's there, but
Okay.
I feel like what you learn in the class
Is the grade important?
for some people, yeah, maybe, but I feel like what you learn from the class and the lessons you learn in there is better than the grade.
Okay.
I'm a second year and I'm a cinema major.
Okay. What is most important in a class, the grade or the learning, if you're being realistic?
I want to say both,
Okay.
but technically, I would say grade because you need to progress and move on, and I feel like that would
The
benefit.
grade lets you move on.
Yeah.
Okay. What is your year and major?
I'm a second year, my major is cinema.
Okay, great. What's the most important thing in the class, the grade or the learning?
The learning, the grade is just a number or a letter. And then learning is what you actually obtain from the class.
Okay. And then,
I am a second year and I'm a communications major.
okay. What is the most important thing in a class, the grade or the learning?
I think society takes a lot of importance into the grade, but I feel like what you should be getting out of the class is the learning and what you take out of it.
Okay, great. What would you think about an agreement or a contract where if you showed up, you did the minimum amount of work, you got a B guaranteed?
I think it would raise a lot of incentive for kids to go to class, and then I think it would also motivate students to do the work. And then for those students who already do the work and are already going to class, I feel like maybe adding some extra credit in there for them, or just also being able to notice their work would be.
So if the B would get them to come to class, is that being motivated by the grade or being motivated by the learning?
I think people would like the grade, but because they show up, it'd be an incentive to learn as well.
Okay. Okay, great. Thank you very much. What is your year and major?
This is my second year and my major is philosophy.
Okay, what's the most important thing in a class, the grade or the learning?
I think both, but definitely me personally is learning, but definitely for like the school, it's the grade because I've been on academic probation, and I know it's like it's such a slippery line that you could easily fall onto. And yeah, but I've been in classes where I like feel like I learned nothing, but I still get an A or something like. But I feel like it's really pointless.
Alright. What is your year and your major?
I'm a first year and I'm nursing.
Okay. What's more important to you in a class, the grade or learning?
Learning, of course, because that's knowledge for lifelong, but grades are just grades just matter for a few years to get into the major you want to go. But learning, knowledge is forever.
Okay.
I am a psychology major and I'm a first year.
Okay. What's more important in a college class, learning or the grade?
I would say learning because grades, they're really just based off of you, like how well you can follow directions. And then learning is like how well you can retain the information and how you can apply it to your life.
Okay. What would you think about, given that, what do you think about a system where if you showed up, you did all the work, you're guaranteed to be?
I think that's a good system because it does like get students like more motivated to get up and to actually go to class, but at the same time it's like they feel like they just do the bare minimum.
And major?
I'm a first year and I'm currently undeclared.
Okay.
Learning is more important to me just because like I am interested in going into nursing, and I feel like to go into that field you really need to learn, like know what you're doing. But obviously, like with the system we have now, it's like grades are like what you should be focused on and not learning.
Okay. What would you think of a system where if you showed up every day, you did the minimum requirements for the assignments, you're guaranteed a B?
I think it's a great system, but then at the same time I disagree with it because there's sometimes where like you can't show up to class, but you like put in a lot of work into your like assignments, so then it's kind of unfair at the same time.
Okay. Would you please tell me your major and year?
I'm a psychology major and I'm a first year at SFSU.
Great. What is more important in a class, the grade or the learning?
I think like a lot of people think it's grades because it's just like if you get a good grade you can get your degree and graduate. I mean it's supposed to be learning, but like realistically usually it's grades.
Okay.
Yeah.
What would you think of an idea where you made a deal with the professor, you come to every class, you do the majority of the work to the minimum standard, you're guaranteed a B?
I think that it's a pretty good idea, and it takes off a lot of the stress on students, and it makes them like more inclined to learn.
I think that is a beautiful idea, and that all college people should do it because you don't pay tuition to fail classes and like ruin your transcripts and GPA. I think that helps people who may be struggling or something.
Okay. All right, great. What would you think about a grading system where if you showed up, you did the minimum amount of work, and you're guaranteed a B?
I think that's a great plan because then kids are guaranteed to show up to class, and then that way they actually process information because they're in class and hearing everything.
Guaranteed a B.
I think that's a great idea.
Why do you think so?
I think that's going to motivate me throughout the class, and also it's going to make me like want to learn even more without worrying about the grade. Yeah, I always worry about the grade, and that affects me throughout the entire semester.
Okay. What would you think about an agreement or a contract where if you show up and you do the minimum work asked of you, you're guaranteed a B?
I think that would be great. I mean, I feel like people do have like stuff on their table, but I feel like attendance would be a lot higher than it is, and people would show up to school more often.
Okay.
Than it to be.
All right, great. Would you like that idea?
Yeah.
Okay.
It'd be great.
Why do you think that idea is good?
I just feel like it's a 50-50, like it's like school meeting the students' needs, especially in college, and I feel like it's very easy to like uphold your part of the like deal.
Great.
And like the outcome is great. So
Okay.
yeah.
Great. Thank you very much.
Cool.
That would be really great for some
Really great.
people because I mean a lot of stuff goes on in people's lives, like personal wise.
So how about you personally? Would that be great for you?
I feel like that would be great for me, yeah.
Okay.
I think that's a pretty fair system because you're showing your effort and you're getting a grade that you deserve, but unlike other classes where you're trying your best, giving your best, and you still get a C or
Or maybe not pass.
hmm
Okay. Do you think this would help nursing majors?
Yeah,
Why?
I don't know, because in bio classes, most of bio classes are really hard, and it's really hard to get an A, and guaranteed B is not that bad.
Okay, great.
I think that's kind of cool, I guess. I mean, it's kind of good for people that like have trouble. Like I'm trying to get an A.
So how would you get an A in that kind of class?
Instead of doing minimal work, you can do more than that.
Okay.
Yeah,
And that would be okay with you?
yeah I guess.
Okay. Okay, great.